All right, folks, how you doing? I'm here at the Cincinnati Yoga School again, uh, and the purpose of this video is to just talk a little bit about um, forward movement in terms of caring for myself in a different way than just food and diet, uh, and emotionally, and that is physically. I went through a lot of torture with this sickness, and so I put in a lot of work, uh, but yet I lost 40 pounds in a relatively short period of time, 3 months. You know, I know people that have worked for months and months and years to shed that kind of weight by changing their diet and exercising. And even though my health is still not great, and even though I still have a lot of work to do in relationship to that, I've been given a great opportunity to also work on getting myself back in shape physically by having lost all this weight. And again, I don't wish this on anybody. I mean, it was torture going through what I did with this sickness for the last 3 months, and yet I'm finding the blessings and I'm looking for the gifts and focusing on staying positive. So what I want to do right now is talk about my weight loss briefly, which is just to confirm that I am hovering about 160 pounds right now. That's what I was when I was at the doctor last week. That is roughly 40 pounds less than what I weighed 3 months ago. Uh, and I feel much better. It feels good not to be carrying all that extra weight around. Um, I feel like some level of confidence has returned that I've been missing for quite a while, and that is exciting to me. I've been trying to do a little yoga each week, up to about 15 minutes, 3 days a week right now, not including the restorative class that I attend on most Tuesday evenings, and not counting the Mysore or open gym yoga that I do for about 30 minutes on Sunday mornings before participating in a sacred circle here at the Cincinnati Yoga School. And if you're looking for a place to be, a place to find support and connection, um, here at the school on Sunday mornings, Mysore, which is like an open gym yoga practice, you just kind of come in and do your own thing, is a wonderful place to be starting at 9 a.m. And after that, at 10, we have a sacred circle, which lasts until 11:30. And that looks different ways, different weeks. There's anywhere from 3 or 4 to 6 or 7 people here most weeks, and there's a lot of healing to be found. So if you're interested, come on by. And for the Mysore, the open gym yoga that starts at 9, you don't have to be here for the whole hour from 9 to 10. You can show up at 9:30, 9:45, get in a few minutes, just check out the space, whatever it is you want to do. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to try to keep this video relatively short, but I'm just going to do a few yoga poses, just go through a few asanas just to document and record kind of where I'm at with my flexibility right now. I may do some longer videos as time goes on. And I do want to preface this with the fact that I have always been a pretty flexible person, even when I first started doing yoga 20-something years ago. I was kind of a natural for it, and that I was pretty flexible and could bend pretty far. I have lost some of that as I've aged, and I'm starting to get some of it back after doing a practice for the last 2 or 3 weeks pretty regularly. And so I've already improved some, and I wanted just to document where I'm at before I go too far. And I also want to say, having said that about, just this natural ability to be flexible, yoga does not require that. Yoga is more about connecting mind, body, and spirit. It's about attention to breath. It's about moving through poses or asanas in an intentional way. It's not about who can bend the furthest, who can do this, who can do that. But everybody, regardless of where you start, you're going to find progress. And so, for me, this is about documenting my progress and sharing with others what is possible. It's not about judging other people who aren't where I'm at or who may never get where I go. There's plenty of people at levels beyond where I will probably ever get. And we're all in life at different places, and this is just one of my ways to give back and share what I can from my perspective and from where I'm at in life. So I'm going to sit the phone down now, and I won't talk a whole lot as I'm doing the asanas. I will just do them. Hopefully most of it will get captured on the video. My camera's kind of small, so starting out you won't even be able to see a whole lot because I'm kind of far away, but I will move to the floor and do some forward bends and folds of different types that you'll be able to see a little better where my stretch is at. And I'm going to turn to the side so that you can kind of see where I'm bending and where I'm getting to. Coming down with a flat back. So if I keep my knees not locked out, but pretty straight with just a slight bend, this is about as far as I can go without really pushing myself. I'm feeling a stretch. I could breathe in and exhale and get in a little bit further, but this is about where I'm at. When I'm doing my practice, I will often bend my knees a little more, and then I can get in further. But the goal for me is to be able to get in further without bending my knees more. So that's where I'm at with that. And I'm going to move a little closer to the camera and get down on the floor. And this is deer pose. And forgive me if I mess up names of poses or anything. That's not one of my strong suits. I just kind of do it. The memorization of names and stuff seems less important to me than the actual movement and activity. And all of you yoga teachers out there, I am 200 level certified. Please don't judge me for not placing as much value on the names as I know many of you do. So getting in the pose, deep breath, stretch up, reach over, and this is about as far as I can comfortably go. I am maybe 6 inches or so away from the floor. Again, if I take a deep breath and release and stretch, I can get a little bit further. I'm probably about 4 inches away from the floor now. And I'm doing the pose in the easiest space possible. Over my knee here is where there's the least amount of stretch and resistance. If I move closer to my right foot, my right leg is in front, then it becomes even harder. And you can see I can't get down near as far from this position. I'm almost a foot at least probably away from the floor, maybe not quite that. So ideally I will be able to get down. Yeah, that's about even with pushing a little bit, knocking on the door. That's about as far as I can go. You don't ever want to push really hard or try to move through it. you're going to pull muscles, you're going to injure yourself, you're going to strain something. It's okay to knock on the door a little bit, feel a bit of a stretch, but that's about as far as you want to go. That I'll be continuing to work on. If sit in a triangle pose with my legs out, and I try to come to the center, this is about as far as I can go right now. Even at my best, I was probably only about here ever with this pose, but you can see how much flexibility I've lost at this point, how much I need to build back up, and hopefully that will come with time. Well, there's no hope about it. If I stay focused and committed and I do the work, it will come. The other thing I want to mention about that really quickly, because I don't want to present in a way that is going to have any of you judging yourself negatively about what you can or cannot do. But there is a difference between in body styles and shapes. Not all people can do the same thing. Our bones are made differently. Some people can raise their arm this high before their bones in their shoulders start to come together. And so no matter how much work and effort you put into trying to extend that further, you're never going to be able to, because your bones are hitting, and you don't want to whittle those away to be able to stretch further. But there's a difference between that and just, okay, well, now I'm feeling a stretch and I can't go any further. But if I, train that, I can get it to go even further. So just remember that. And there's words that fit that better that I'll used to know that I'm losing at this point, but I will reflect on that again in a future video. But just keep in mind that not everybody can do the same thing. Even two people that seem to be in almost the exact same shape, their bodies are going to look different when they are doing various yoga poses. I have been in yoga classes, I have taught yoga classes, I have been in teacher trainings with people of all different body styles and types that do yoga for a variety of reasons, and all of them find value in it, and the value goes well beyond the physical value. So just keep that in mind. And just one more quick thing I'll try to do to see where I'm at with it is starting in triangle pose. I used to be able to do this thing where you put one hand through here and the other behind your back, and you lock hands, and I'm knocking at the door already. Ideally you lock hands and then you're able to move back. I can't even, I'm knocking at the door pretty hard, and I'm barely touching my fingers together behind my back. So, just one more example of areas I could work on. And see, even different, my body on this side, I'm knocking at the door pretty hard again, but I'm able to get my fingertips together on this side. I still can't really go back much. But you get the point. One more thing I'd like to show you that I'm not sure you're going to be able to see in this video very well, at least the way it is. I'm going to try to turn the camera up and see if it goes any different. Right now my posture is pretty good, although it's not perfect. It would be great if I could get my shoulders back even a little more. But, for a while, my posture has been, this has been kind of my normal state with my posture. And that's not healthy for my back. It's not good for my confidence. It doesn't open up my heart chakra to be open and available to that energy and to give that energy out. And the more I get reconnected to that, the more I try to focus on keeping my posture upright, the more I feel reconnected to those energies that I've been missing. And not to mention, the health benefits. I don't want to get old and, have a big ball on my back and, not be able to even stand up straight. So it's time that I get refocused on that and get myself back in the place I want to be. So thank you all for tuning in, for letting me share, and I'll look forward to the next time I'm back.